As this season comes to a close, I'd like to recap on a few of my current and favorite hyperfixations that honestly is ever so changing these days, but yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Keera. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. If you are revisiting, thank you for stopping by, and I'm also glad you're here. I'm trying to ease my way back to changing this channel for what it currently is, and I really want to switch it up for 2026 and start putting other content other than when I go places and go touch grass. Yeah, I just feel like this is kind of like this is a nice little introduction to that. But also just a way to create somewhat of a archive for myself to look back on. So yes, let's go. I feel like my taste in movies this season was definitely more visually driven, if anything. I'm not gonna lie, most of the selection was either because the poster for it intrigued me, or it was just a random recommendation that literally has been collecting dust in my watch list. I have been really getting back into watching a lot more film and TV aside from doing it as homework when I was in school. So it's been fun. Number one is going to be The Young Girls of Rochefort by Jack Demy. I think I'm going to call it in advance and say that this is going to be my favorite watch of 2026. I already feel it. Yes, I know the year just started. No, I do not care. The story follows twin sisters, Delphine, who is a ballet teacher, and Solange, a pianist, who are actually played by real-life sisters. They dream of leaving their small seaside town to find love, art, and something much more than their day-to-day, ideally in Paris. Same. Everyone is yearning for something here. Everyone nearly meets with fate, but then is quickly robbed by the constant near misses throughout this movie. I'd say going into this completely blind, I had no idea that it was a musical at first, and I'm kind of glad I didn't know prior to watching because it made me appreciate the music so much more. It actually ended up being one of my favorite parts of the movie. I felt like the music alone played as an additional character throughout the story. It moves with the characters' actions, it speaks through them. It's charming, it's romantic, it's everything. I love it. And I think I had it like on repeat for a good few weeks after watching. Do I know French? No, but I do want to learn it so I can enjoy this movie so much more. The color palette, just super yummy pastel wonderland in this one. And I want to say prior to starting the movie, there was like this little mini introduction of Jack Demy as a filmmaker and how he was like, the pioneer, one of the pioneers of the French New Wave movement, and how he kind of paved his own way into creating worlds full of color and fantasy and just a vibrant style overall. And now I definitely want to check out the rest of his filmography, and I feel like this film was a good introduction for me to get started on that. So yes, highly recommend. Super fun watch. You'll leave with a smile on your face. So moving on from Demy to his wife, which I had no idea these two were married, but now that I do, it makes so much freaking sense. Like this is literally an unmatched duo. The Beaches of Agnes invites the audience into a playful but deeply personal self-portrait of Agnes Varda, blending documentary footage, stage installations, film clips, photographs, and reenactments. She reconstructs her life as one big visual art piece. Dude, this is probably one of the most unique styles of a documentary, or just documentary filmmaking in general, that I have ever seen. Really creative storytelling. I enjoy doing deep dives into creatives of all sorts and seeing how experiences shape and mold the work that they put out. I like to know what drives people, what inspires them, and you really get that in this. I knew of Varda prior to watching this because her film Cleo from 5 to 7, one of my favorite films that I found through film school, and It was honestly pretty cool getting to see the behind the scenes look of how that movie came to be, along with all the other things that Agnes has done, like in her childhood, her marriage with Demi, and how her little production company came to be. It's just really interesting. I feel like this documentary felt experimental in that sense. Us as the audience were navigating with Agnes as she's basically painting this one big picture of her life. I definitely recommend giving it a watch if you are into the French New Wave movement or just women in film in general. I think the first thing I wrote in my journal after watching this was an ode to youth. The story follows a rather optimistic girl over the course of a single evening. She wanders from bars to book fairs to even impromptu theater shows, charming strangers, winning drinking contests, and collecting stories like souvenirs. Meanwhile, a guy who has the fattest crush on her, painfully lovesick, trails the night after her, hoping for each encounter to end with him confessing his feelings by accidentally bumping into her. But he runs into mishap after mishap. This was all kinds of wacky, quirky, but bubbly in the right ways. And the animation is just straight up eye candy. So many adventures, so many quirky characters that you learn to kind of enjoy watching through their different subplots. Everything goes and anything can happen. That's what this movie was in a nutshell. The only other film that I've seen by Masaki Yuasa is Ride Your Wave, which from what I remember, that was also very much visually colorful, visually like popping at your face. I just remember leaving feeling like, I don't know what I just watched, but at the same time, it was something I didn't know I needed. The movie, it makes me want to immediately book a ticket to Kyoto, Japan. Like, it makes me want to experience nightlife in Japan right now. Super funny, super odd, super. These little Nike tennis shoes, and I think what's cool about it is, well, for one, I like the vintage look and it matches my sweat jacket. Not only have I been wearing it for leisure, like when I leave the house, but I also use it to work out in. It's like a 2-for-1 kind of deal. I love it. I love the color. I love how it looks. I also have like starfish necklace that I got because it was just an impulsive buy. I kid you not, I think I downloaded this game maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't even want to look at the amount of hours I've played because it's quite literally concerning. I am obsessed with this game, Stardew Valley, which is literally all about seasons. It's the type of video game where not only are you're building at your own pace, also it's a game that never runs out of content, like things to do. Even when you reach like 100% perfection in the game, there's still so many like side quests. You have your farming, you have your foraging, you have your fishing, you have your mining, I feel like I'm missing something. Like you have it all. Building relationships with the townsfolk of Pelican Town, lore, all kinds of stuff. It sometimes becomes a little bit overwhelming, the amount of stuff that you can do in this game. Right now, I am currently in my first year. I have went through spring, summer, and now I am currently in fall as of recording this video, but I'll probably be finished with the entire year by the time this video comes out. So that's definitely been one of my favorites gaming wise. My point and shoot 35mm camera, I got this camera years ago from a relative who is a photographer. They knew that I was all about like filmmaking and taking pictures, and I've always loved the way film looks to the point where I literally would emulate that through different photos and videos that I take, but never had like the real deal thing and didn't even know how it worked. I got this thing when I was like maybe 16, 15 or 16. It was a long time ago. So it literally was just a camera that was sitting collecting dust until I decided to finally pick it up. Like, I have been using it a lot, way more often. Last but not least, I got this Garmin watch to start tracking my workouts. I wanted to start off with something very simple. This thing tracks a lot of different types of workouts that I didn't even know like watches could track. Like, I think it has like Pilates on here, ellipticals, yoga, all that kind of stuff. I mainly got it because I do want to get back into swimming sometime this year. So that's mainly why I got that watch, to be able to track that. Creating logs, logbooks, or just archiving a lot of different stuff that I like to keep track of or come back to. Not only do I have a digital film journal that I kind of just go more in depth and let my creativity roam and play. I have hair logs, hair journals, what I eat journals. I just started even creating this like visual logbook on Pinterest. Like, a mood board hates to see me coming, but like to actually like curate one for yourself has been fun too. So I think that's gonna wrap up this video. So I appreciate if you stuck around this long. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Bye.